everyone, Rochelle here, and I am back to share some yarn goodness with you all today. So I have a finished crochet project and I have a finished knitted project. So let's begin. Alright, so let's get started with the knitted project first. I have been working on this hat forever and I have finally finished it. It is the Bankhead Hat. And I know that everybody and their grandma has already knitted this hat. It's a very popular hat. I really like it. It was my first time doing a twisted rib. So you have about 2 or 3 inches of twisted rib here. And I actually followed the pattern correctly. I think it was like you knit 7 inches past the rim. Yeah. I think the hat's supposed to be like 7 inches or 7 or 8 inches long. So instead of counting my inches from here up like I was doing, I started counting my inches from here up. And that way my hat wouldn't be super huge and super long like it's been before. But anyway, I love this hat. It was a joy to make. It took forever, but I love it. I like the pearl stitches in between. And the finish is pretty cool too. I think if I do make this hat again, I'm going to tighten my stitches towards the crown. But that's the only thing that I would do differently. And no, I haven't weaved in my ends yet because I actually had a question for you all. Okay, you see all this extra yarn? Now I did the long tail cast on method for this hat. Usually I do the knitted cast on. Now I like the long tail cast on because of the way it starts. I like that. It's kind of got like a twist to it at the bottom. However, what I don't like about the long tail cast on is that you kind of have to guess how much yarn you need to start off with. And if you underguess, then you'll run out of yarn while you're casting on. But if you overguess, you're left with all of this yarn. And I'm glad that I had enough yarn to actually finish the hat. I actually have this much left. And by the way, this is Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn in the hot stripe colorway. That's what I used. Focus. Okay, that's what I used. So I still have plenty of it left, but you know, what if I was playing yarn chicken and I didn't have enough yarn to finish? I mean, I have all this yarn to begin with. I don't know, I just feel like sometimes with the long tail cast on, I feel like I estimate too much and then I have all this yarn left over that I could have used when knitting the hat. I don't know. So my question is, what is you all's favorite cast on? I like the knitted cast on. I know some people like the long tail cast on, and there are several other type of cast on that knitters enjoy. So in the comments below, let me know what is your favorite knitted cast on. So I love this. And I also like how the long tail cast on, it's got a good stretch to it. So I really like it. It's just sometimes I feel like I use too much yarn when I start. But anyway, I will weave that in and keep it moving. Alright. So the next finished project I have, I'm especially proud of this one because this hat is of my own design, and here it is. You all have seen me make these hats several times before. I will leave a link in the description box below as to where you can check out the video, the YouTube video to learn how to make this hat. But this is just a basic black hat. I really needed a new black hat because the last one I had made with I think it was Red Heart with Love. I don't think it was Super Saver. I think it was Red Heart with Love. I had made it, and it was a good hat, and I've, you know, worn it for several years. But it was definitely time for a new hat with a different quality yarn, or a different type of yarn. So the yarn that I used is UU Woolly Worsted. It's washable 100% merino superwash. And I used 2 skeins of this. Each skein is 95 yards. I absolutely love this yarn. And with 2 skeins, I had this much left. Absolutely love this yarn. And you can find this pattern on Ravelry. And I will leave a link to that, because I know some of you, instead of following a YouTube tutorial, you like for your patterns to be written also. And I'm one of those people as well. And I know that I have some other tutorials on my YouTube channel that I hope to get written, so I can put that on Ravelry for you all as well. But this is the hat, and I have decided to name it the Westerly Slouchy Hat. Just talking about my neighborhood, Westerly. So that's what I've decided to name this. And like I said, you can find it on Ravelry, or you can go on my YouTube channel and look for the tutorial as well. I do have a playlist full of tutorials. And yeah, and another thing about Ravelry, if you all have purchased yarn from me in the past, I do have all of my yarn listed on Ravelry now, so feel free to link your projects, and also, or link your yarn to my Ravelry page. And also, if you all make this hat, feel free to post pictures of it on Ravelry. That would be awesome. Or you can post them, yeah, post them on Ravelry. I think that would be great. And let me know what yarn you used, and what hook size you used, and anything that you added to the pattern, or embellishments or anything like that. So just let me know. Alright, so those are all of the finished projects that I have, and I do have a few announcements. Let me get my notes. I thought I could do this without my notes, but yeah. Oh yeah, so I do have new fall colorways in the shop, and I'm going to show you all of those colorways in just a second. I am still having a D-stash of yarn in my shop. All yarn in the D-stash is only $5, just making room for my own yarn. So go check that out. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, my BFL and MCN yarn, my merino cashmere nylon yarn, is also still 50% off. I think I have, I don't know, I have about 10 skeins of that yarn left. So if you are interested in some Blueface Leicester yarn or merino cashmere nylon yarn, and you want to try it out, or maybe you already like to use that type of yarn, definitely go and check that out in the on sale section. Okay, so let's see what else. Oh, I will be at the Peace Hill Farm Fiber Festival, say that 10 times, in Charles City, Virginia. It's going to be on November 3rd from 9 to 5, and it is an outdoor event. However, in the event of any inclement weather, I do believe they have another indoor venue that they will be able to use. So this thing's going to go on rain or shine. So I would love to see you. If you do stop by my booth, please do say hello. That would be really great. I would love to meet some of you all in person. Also, as you all know, I'm partnered with Knitcrate. So you can go on their website, and I'll leave a link below for that, and use coupon code QUEEN20 if you would like to get 20% off of your first Knitcrate box. And also, if you all want to check out my Knitcrate videos, I have a playlist of those as well. You can go look on the channel and look at those. Alright. Oh, I also have a newsletter. I sent a newsletter out maybe 2 weeks ago. So if you are interested in that, please do go check that out. I think, trying to see if maybe there's, I don't know, maybe there's a way I can use my website and put a link on it so you all can look at my newsletter. But if not, the best thing to do is go onto my website, scroll down to the bottom where it says sign up for newsletter, and go ahead and put your email address in, and that way you won't miss any updates or sales or anything, you know, going on with the shop. At least you'll be in the know. All right, I really do think that is all for the announcement stuff. So now on to the yarny goodness. All right, so I have a lot of new colorways to share with you all. I think I have like over 20-25 new colorways. I have most of them with me right now, so I'm just going to go through them. And I am dyeing yarn on 3 bases. I have Delirious DK, Adore Worsted, and Bat Dance Super Bulky. And those were some bases that I started off with when I first started dyeing yarn, and I really like them. They're great. I like my cashmere, I like my Blueface Luster, but sometimes just good old 100% superwash merino is what you need. And the Bat Dance Super Bulky also has nylon in it as well. It's an 80-20. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so let me move some stuff around. Okay, so what I was really going for this time around was solids and tonals and speckles, and so I've had a fun time making those. So let's start off with some solids, and this is on my Delirious DK base. 218 yards per skein. It's 100% superwash merino, and here's the first color. This one is called Sunshine. It's a beautiful, vibrant yellow. The next one is Vintage Rose. And you may think, I've already seen Vintage Rose before, it's not new. However, I am trying to make sure that my yarn is more saturated, the solids more saturated. So I've been letting my yarn soak up more dye because I want to make sure it's even. But this does have kind of a tonal effect as well. But this is Vintage Rose. And speaking of roses, this one is called Rosé. Yes, Rosé, like the wine. So this is called Rosé. It's a beautiful pink tonal color. I really like this one. I had a fun time dyeing tonal colors. I also have another tonal colorway called Tesseract. I am currently sold out of those, but yeah, so those went quick, but they will be back in the shop. And if you are interested in knowing what Tesseract looked like, go on my website, check it out. And yes, I did name it after the Tesseract from the Avengers movie, because I'm a dork. So that's Rosé. The next one is called Deep Sea. It's a beautiful blue color. Alright, and so those are the solids or solids tonals that I have for Delirious DK. And the next few that I have for Delirious DK, they are the speckles. Alright, so let's get started. Some of these colorways you may have seen before, but they are new on these bases. So the first one is Vibranium. Vibranium is a crowd favorite. That's vibranium. And I hope the purple is showing up good there. I hope it's not turning out too blue. But this is vibranium. And this one is an old favorite, Crazy Peacock. This was one of the very first colorways that I ever dyed, and people just love it. The next one I have is called Confetti. It has greens, blues, reds in it, and it's speckled. So it looked like confetti to me. The next one that I have is Sweet Caroline. And I am a huge Carolina Panthers fan, and I live in North Carolina. So when I dyed this color, it just looked like Carolina Panthers, and the anthem for Carolina Panthers is Sweet Caroline. I think a lot of us know that song. So yeah, I absolutely love this colorway. So that's Sweet Caroline. And the next one I have, I really like this color. This is Roasted. And the next one that I have is Glam Rock. I really like that. It's kind of have like a kind of an 80s glam rocker type of vibe to it that I really like. Okay, so those are all of my Delirious DK colors. Alright, so now I'm going to share with you all my Adore Worsted colorways. And those are 218 yards. Delirious DK is 231 yards. Adore Worsted is 218 yards. And they're all 100% superwash merino. Okay, so I do have a few colors to share with those. So the first one is Earth and Sky. It's a new colorway. It's got browns and greens in it, hence the name Earth and Sky. And this one is called Galaxy. It just reminded me of the galaxy. And this next one, I also have Sweet Caroline on worsted. And this next one I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you this one because it's amazing how you can dye the same colorway on a different base and the dye just takes it so differently. Like with Adore Worsted and the Bat Dance Bulky bases, the yarn it just soaks in the dye. Whereas with the Delirious DK base, wherever I put the dye, it usually stays. But this is Roasted on Adore Worsted. And I wanted to show you all the contrast. Delirious DK Roasted, Adore Worsted. Adore Worsted on Roasted. So as you can see, the worsted base picked up more dye than the Delirious DK base. And they're both beautiful. I absolutely love them, but it's just amazing to me how depending on the base, even though they're all 100% superwash merino, except for the Bat Dance Bulky, they just pick up color different ways, and I think that's really cool. And that's one thing I really like about hand dye yarn, is that no two skeins are exactly alike, which is why I always encourage people to like alternate your skeins of yarn. But yeah, hand dyed yarn, you can try to get it as close as possible and try to be as consistent as possible, but there's always just going to be little differences in your yarn. Alright, so the next thing that I wanted to share with you all are my Bat Dance Super Bulky weight yarns. Now, I have dyed a lot more of these. However, they sold out very quickly. I had a wholesale order come in and wipe me out of a lot of it, which is a great problem to have. So I'm working on replenishing some more of my super bulky bases. Okay, so I have Sweet Caroline on Bat Dance Bulky. And once again, you see how the color picked up differently? This is Adore Worsted Sweet Caroline, and this is Bat Dance Super Bulky Sweet Caroline. And so even though they were dyed the exact same way, the color, the dye, was picked up differently. So I think that's really neat. And as I mentioned before, this base, the bulky base, is 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon, and it feels great, and it is a single ply weight yarn. The next one that I have is Fiesta. Fiesta isn't a new colorway, but it is new for this base, and it looks great on chunky weight, and I think it would make like a great hat. So there it is, so vibrant. It's just so fall. It's got greens and orange in there, light orange, dark orange. It's got a little bit of orange red inside of it. I really like the way that came out. And the last one that I have to share with you all is called Harleen. This is a new colorway. Black and a deep red. And you may be wondering, Harleen, where did that name come from? Well, when I dyed this yarn, when it dried and it was all fluffed out and everything, I looked at it and immediately I thought, Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn. And so Harley Quinn, before she was taken away by the Joker, her actual name was Harleen, Dr. Harleen, oh my goodness, it's Harleen Quinn something. I can't remember like the full name. But anyway, Harley Quinn, her name is actually Harleen. And so that's how I named it, based on her. And this is based on like the old Harley Quinn costumes you would see where she had like on the red and black jumpsuit. So that's where that comes from. So that's the yarn that I wanted to share with you all today. But I do have a little bit more. This is like yarn overload. Alright, so I have these. Now this was supposed to be black cherry, but I like for my black cherry to look a little lighter, just a smidge lighter. And so I used a little bit too much dye on it, and so it came out this color, which is absolutely beautiful. That is gorgeous. And so now it's got me thinking, I might have to make this a new colorway. I haven't named it yet, but it will be in the shop by the time this video is uploaded to YouTube. So that's that. And this is on Delirious DK. I also have this one here, and this was supposed to be a colorway called Emerald Isle, based on Emerald Isle, South Carolina, which I love to go and visit. I like the way it came out. However, some pieces, as you can see here, came out darker, because this skein is supposed to be like an all green color like this, but some of the yarn came out a little bit darker. And I really like the way that it looks. And once again, I might try to remember how I did this and make it a regular colorway, because it has like these light green and dark green spots in it. And I think that's a really nice contrast. But this is on Delirious DK as well. And it'll be in the shop sometime today or tomorrow, whenever this video is uploaded. So go check those out. And I also have quite a few Adore Worsted colorways to share with you all as well that just didn't quite come out, but they were like happy accidents because I really like the colorway, but it's just not the colorway I was going for. So I have these. I have not named them yet, but they are beautiful. It's got orange and greens and purples and pinks, and what's so interesting is I've dyed this 100 times, it seems like, but it never came out this orange. But it's beautiful though. Look at that. And I have 3 skeins of this, and this is Adore Worsted. And I also have 2 other skeins of Adore Worsted. These are Vibranium and Adore Worsted. They came out perfectly. So I just have to put these in the shop. But yeah, these are beautiful. Okay, and I have some more Adore Worsted to share with you all. This is kind of funny to me. The colorway Crazy Peacock, it's crazy for a reason because it is so difficult to dye and be consistent with. It is just so difficult. And so I played around with dyeing it quite a few times before I was satisfied with the actual color. So I wanted to put those in the shop as well. So I'm going to hold them up. These are all Crazy Peacock, but as you can see, they're all a little different. Some, like these, have a little bit more green in them. And then this one has more white in it. And then this one came the closest to what I was looking for, but it was still a little, it had too many black speckles in it for exactly what I wanted. But they're all gorgeous. Beautiful skeins of yarn. And I really like the way some of them have green in them. The green was not intentional, it just happened. But I really like the way that looked. And I have a colorway called Black Peacock, and it looks very similar to this. But yeah, it's gorgeous. So these will be in the shop. So the very last thing I'm going to share with you all, because I don't want you all to like go into yarn overload, but this colorway is Black Peacock, and it is on the Back Dance Super Bulky base. And it's a beautiful skein. And the last 2 I want to share with you all is a new colorway called Laminate. And these are gorgeous. I guess I was talking about yarn too much. My camera decided to turn off. Anyway, it's the very last one. But it's called Laminate, and yeah, I went a little green happy here. I wanted it to be a little bit lighter, but instead I came out with this bright color. Got dark green and bright green in it. So this will be in the shop as well. So if my camera had waited, I would have told you all that that was it. That is it. I know it's been a while since I've made a YouTube video, and so that's why I have so much to talk about. But please do go check out my website, www.queensyarnboutique.com. Thank you all so much for watching. It really means a lot to me. Thank you for all those who have subscribed. It just means a lot. So at the end of the video after this, I do have like a little video of me just dyeing some yarn in the kitchen, which is always something that's fun for me to do. So until next time, bye!